Hello user, it's time for our regularly scheduled contact. When last we met, 2B and 9S had just been asked to assist the Resistance by guarding a missile resupply mission at the coastline of the flooded city ruins. Arriving at the resupply site, 2B and 9S began to clear the area of hostile machines. Nothing seemed particularly out of the ordinary until a Goliath-class machine attacked the Resistance carrier. Knowing if the machine were allowed to reach land it would spell disaster, 9S came up with a plan to stop it. What if they launched the Resistance's missiles right into the Goliath's only exposed part? The plan worked and the Goliath was destroyed. However, in its death throes, a gigantic explosion enveloped the area, causing the bunker to lose contact with all Yorha caught in the blast. After some time, 9S's consciousness awoke somewhere within the machine's network. Heavily damaged from the blast, all he could do was try to activate his self-repair systems as he explored the network. However, the android's captor soon arrived to torment him. Adam began to tell 9S of what he had learnt by studying humanity, according to him, the true meaning of existence, what makes machines and androids different from humans. His conclusion? Hatred. 9S could do little more than listen as Adam tried to convince him that they were no different, that he, too, wanted to destroy, that his feelings for 2B were... At that moment, a heavily damaged 9S awoke to see 2B running Adam through. All that remained was to return 9S to the bunker for repairs. After his repairs were complete, 9S began his regular startup procedure. Making sure his internal systems were functioning correctly, he tried to synchronize his data with the bunker, only to find himself unable to do so. In a misguided attempt to determine the cause, he found himself deep within the central Yorha servers. Ignoring his pod's warning about not accessing classified information, he hacked into the server's records about the Council of Humanity, only to find out that it was formed as part of Project Yorha. But wait, isn't that backwards? Hello you, I'm Danny. I'm here with In.
Hello.
And Robin.
Hello.
And today we're playing a little more NieR Automata, and I think it's fair to say things are coming to a head.
This is the same point in 2B's plot where it was coming to the big conclusion as well, isn't it?
Yes, technically speaking, we do kind of know what's about to happen.
Yeah.
We have to
Or
use the
do we?
giant terminal to support 2B.
So at this point, the robots are currently discovering religion?
Yes, and we're the cops.
Yes. Not those cops.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, like at this point in the story, like this is after 9S returned. Hang on, other way around. 2B returned 9S to the bunker because he got all bashed up.
You may now use the device in this room.
Use this device first. Yes, this is after 9S got all bashed up but was rescued from Adam. So obviously after that point, 2B just sort of went and like faffed around on the surface for a bit and then got called to something bad happening in the factory. 9S has been at home recovering. However, he just woke up and he's a little bit worried.
Okay, good. 2B's black box signal is still up and running. These comms are all messed up. Guess I'll have to break into the other side and take control.
I love the chunky voxel trees in the background of that map.
You can do it. I believe in you. What is that little dot to the right?
It's a cube!
Jump on the cube.
The cube is
you
not
get
for
punished
us.
if you fall off.
You can't jump, we don't have any knees.
Oh.
We've already discovered this. You can't fall off in hacking space. Hacking space is very safe.
Is it though? I've heard it's full of viruses.
That's stubby.
Oh. Is it?
Oh.
What? Oh. Oh. That one has a hat.
Nice.
Perfect.
Now I just have to unlock the door where 2B is.
So do you remember when 9S showed up to help 2B?
Mm.
How he was weirdly controlling a machine at the time.
Ta-da! Well, here we are. Can
Come
you not
on.
jump? Maybe go up the stairs and to the
I don't
left.
even
and
know
then-
if the machines can pick up stuff when you're controlling them.
Maybe not, but that prize is there. That's mean.
It's tantalizing, is what it is.
It's very tantalizing.
Unbelievable. Why?
I guess if you're gonna hack a machine that's living in a bin, you can't expect the best. Cruel.
Fairly, but
Actually, that would be cruel.
that would be cruelest.
Don't
Actually, let's
detonate
not-
it.
Let's not get philosophical, I suppose.
Oh yes, you're right. We shouldn't get philosophical in the point where the machines are learning about religion.
That'd be
Okay, we
weird.
shouldn't get any more philosophical.
Oh,
We got a little bit more of this too. It's still the
So
same
much-
old dangerous factory.
is it beans or pancake? I wonder that crap.
I'm afraid it's worse than that. It's Stubby's being pancaked.
Okay, I'm gonna get yelled at for this.
What?
Is falafel just a bean pancake?
Oh,
Falafels
Robin, with like
aren't flat.
5 minutes in,
Falafels
can't drop
aren't
things
flat.
like
What are you
this.
talking about?
It depends how. Okay.
Robin, don't drop your falafels. Sorry, go on.
I was gonna say that sometimes, like, not all pancakes are that flat as well. Sometimes they are. They have lift to them, like a nice wig.
You mean like American pancakes or Scotch pancakes or dorayaki?
Exactly.
But it's really satisfying to squish.
It's more like a tiny burger. Okay.
Do you mean like a tiny candy burger?
What, you mean
No.
one of the little travel burgers? Are they called travel burgers or hiking burgers?
Mm,
Are they sliders or? I think it's something else entirely.
Can I help everyone in here?
I'd
would you
be
put
surprised.
them in trail mix?
Oh god,
Well,
that didn't help.
that
many
didn't
people.
quite work. You know what, maybe we'll do it the manual way.
They're all just doing yoga, right? Like the various thinkies?
If this is yoga, it's a little more violent than how I thought yoga was, honestly. Wait, a big one.
Active hot yoga.
Oh. Oh, you know what, you're right, this is probably what hot yoga is. Stop it, stop it! Oh,
Background. What? What?
Oh.
Ah!
didn't know that could happen. Oh well.
You're just showing us how it can be. Right?
Don't die.
Genuinely didn't realise that. I was just
No.
trying to get control of that really big one with the axe.
I don't think you'd have to start over and over again until you get it right in a run.
I mean, presumably. Again, I actually don't really know what the failure state is like for this section. It's all news to
presumably
me.
Yeah, presumably there isn't one. It's just
Can you run out of bodies?
that was a really big pile.
It was a really
Oh.
big pile.
Okay.
What I like is after you do a jump as like a stubby style robot, there's like a little wind down time. It's like you gotta do your stretches afterwards.
Hmm.
Now, do we want to go into the dangerous room?
You need to, don't you?
Do we have to?
So,
There's a difference between going into the room and spending your summer holidays than the.
We go in, and you also want to go out.
Hmm.
Alright.
Maybe you can possess them now that they're not looking at you.
there's a way to change lock on target, isn't there?
I believe so.
Be big.
Okay, we'll just aim at the one in front. Wait.
Oh,
close
You
the
enough.
need to be
rain.
closer. You need to be closer than that.
Oh,
A little bit more. A little bit more.
I don't want them to see me and start axing me is the thing.
Ugh.
What's
You
the...
can probably get fairly close because you're disguised as one of them.
Get. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Can you look
A
over
little
now?
bit more.
Oh no, you can talk to this one.
Oh.
You can talk to it.
Oh.
Oh, they were friend all along. Oh. Well, that would explain why I couldn't. Oh
Well,
boy.
I mean, that makes sense if, you know, they were all friends.
Oh,
You're in
I thought
disguise.
I thought we had to turn this lift on.
Where are we going? Oh, we're going to say 2B.
Hmm.
Look at all
Okay.
these broken machines. A few still look usable. We better send these coordinates to the bunker, just in case.
Oh, okay. So now, if you do die again, you can just come back here.
Yeah, it's a checkpoint. But, you know, like a big, sad pile of machine checkpoint.
Ugh. No, it's just,
Wait.
it's not, it's a big cuddle pile, right?
Kind of. I realize we've made a mistake.
Was there a box you could have opened?
Yeah.
Beans.
Right,
Would
we'll
it
just do
be-
this really slow platformy bit.
Would it be easier to, or faster to destroy this robot and then respawn at the box, or at the pile of bodies?
That's quite probable.
Would you be this kind of robot or a regular stubby? Well,
It
we'll
would be
find
a
out.
regular stubby, but that's also probably why the others are there.
Maybe I should have taken over something with a little more power.
What this sec?
You
Okay.
don't have enough power.
You actually can't go up there at this point, it looks like. Which is weird. But there's a hacking door up there. We noticed it early on, and there's a cool thing in there.
You must have to come back at a later date in that case.
Yeah. Oh well.
I think that hacking something to possess is probably the most. It's not polite, is it?
It's pretty up there as rude goes, you know? I don't know if I could actually rank all of the rude things you can do. We'd be here for a really long time. But hacking and controlling. Oh. Oh. Oh.
Oh,
Oof.
should we do that again?
Gonna have to, yeah.
I better get to 2B.
Probably worse than just hacking something and destroying it, I think. Just my humble opinion.
Are you getting onto the philosophical stuff already?
Not like we played this before.
I mean, we're playing NieR. We've been through this. If we're going to get onto philosophical stuff, might as well do it when we're playing NieR and not, I don't know, medieval.
Turns out you can just snipe from all that way away.
What?
Dang.
This is what we wanted to do last time instead of that whole axe problem.
Ah. So, like, getting them all aggressive was an accident before?
We
Yeah.
just access something.
Well, you didn't let me possess them, maybe because I annoyed them last time.
Yeah, I think you can't possess them once they've aggroed.
It's okay, we're finally back on board now. 2B won't have to wait much longer. Wait, stop exploding!
Or maybe I don't know what the rules are for hacking things, and the game just makes it up as it goes along. I always thought it was a bit
A few still look
unreliable.
usable. We better send these coordinates to the bunker, just in case.
Everyone just stop exploding right now. It's actually quite cool coming to this section and like realizing you are literally just doing all of 2B's stuff backwards.
Yeah.
Like you're completely retracing her steps. Just, you know, unretracing? That's probably not a word. Oh, wow, we get to be the floaty orb now.
A florb.
You floaty. Oh, okay. There's a maximum floating you can do as a floaty orb.
Makes sense, I suppose.
Scared of heights.
Makes sense.
It's probably scared of heights, yeah.
I know it says level 3, but I can only read that as a face.
Huh.
Oh yeah, LV also stands for love.
Oh,
Love cats.
Yeah.
love, yeah.
This is a machine who, much like humans, has developed loving cats.
Look at all these broken machines.
Ooh, a floating one.
With a hat? Yes, please.
They're a more important machine because they have a hat. Again, human traditions.
They're also purple.
Purple being a very regal colour.
Yeah.
Ah,
Wah, wah,
ah, 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 ah. Turn around.
And this could be the point where I talk about why purple was considered a real colour, but also I could just say, kill him! Shoot
no,
him in the face!
It's fine. We're past them now. Now you can talk about why purple's a regal colour.
Because the dye that you'd need to make it was really hard to come by. I think it was made out of sea urchins?
Yes.
no, a snail. Type of snail.
okay.
They crush it up and they have to like ferment it or do some kind of stupid process
Hmm.
that gives you a tiny amount of dye for like 10,000 dead snails or something like that.
Sounds bougie.
Tremendously so. I mean, really, when you trace pretty much anything being associated with richness or like royalty, it's because it was really bloody hard to come by.
Hmm.
Is this why we also have salmon cubes?
I'm not sure. Was salmon hard to come by at some point?
You have to catch them like a bear with your mouth, right?
Yeah, but bears can do it really
Proper.
easily.
Well, I suppose if you have a bear hat.
Firework party.
Shoot in the sky like they do. Oh, well, I can shoot right at the camera.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty.
Put on your 3D glasses now.
I don't have any! This
Enjoy
is
the
so
AR,
unfair.
everyone.
Oh. Would you play this in VR? Do you
There we
wanna?
go.
My tears would short circuit the headset.
Yeah, but it's a very,
need
like,
more
again, a very,
power.
very, like, it gets you into the correct atmosphere of NieR, which is crying and also robot short-circuiting.
Yeah, it's true. The jump that this guy has reminds me of Mr. Mario.
Whee!
That's so pretty.
Oh no, I didn't really mean for that to happen.
Oh,
Oh.
no!
I was just having a fireworks party, like I said.
No.
What else am I meant to do when it gives me this angle?
Your best? Mm,
Rotate it from here. Yeah. I'm a lot more amused by this than I probably should be. Do you reckon they put this one here before this section specifically for this?
I hope so.
Because they knew how much fun people could have with just an orb sprayer.
Please let me catch it in my mouth.
Hey, the yellow ones do look kind of delicious, don't they?
They're peanuts.
I think they're just like lemon flavour bonbons.
Oh, you don't want those fired out of a cannon at you.
I don't want
Yes.
peanuts fired out of a cannon at me.
You know what? You're right.
Yes.
It's a popcorn cannon.
Popcorn, it being so light, would still be, you know, pretty okay out of a cannon, but if you get an unpopped kernel, that's having your eye.
You're completely right.
No,
That's how
no.
more Flanders died.
No.
So it's like you have the cannon, you put the unpopped kernel in, the heat from the explosion bursts it open midway through.
Oh! It's just a popcorn popping cannon.
Yes.
That's what propels it outwards, yeah.
Machine from the bunker. I'm controlling it. I'm gonna break into these factory systems and get you out of here.
Appreciated.
And it's got bigger since the last time we saw him.
He's been working out.
Spraying that popcorn cannon.
Ugh.
Well,
I'd better secure an escape route.
I really adore that at that point, the machine you're controlling just sort of, like, pieces out, just goes for a nap.
well,
You know when you have to start doing some really, really strenuous thinking, and you just lie down on your back and go, like, pass out?
Like in that Radiohead music video.
There we go. First door unlocked. 2B.
Yeah, my entire thinking process is just the video for Just. Is it all familiar to anyone?
I still got tingles, even though I've played this game already.
So, I admittedly was a little bit dense and did not fully grasp that Automata was a sequel to NieR True until, like, I'd seen like hints and stuff, but I hadn't really like picked up that it is a true sequel until I got to this point, really. So when I started getting that, it's like, oh.
Doors disabled. The door's open. Keep moving.
All right.
Hey, speaking of salmon,
Yeah. Frogger but hacking.
well, of course, Frogger being a computer game, that does exist in the hacking universe. All computer games is just a form of hacking.
Ivy said that they never played NieR, so this part was lost on them. I feel like a lot of people didn't play NieR, which is kind of understandable because it's clunky and there are bits of it that I would describe as bad. But also, if you get the opportunity to, you should play NieR. It's very good.
NieR is tremendously good, but also, having just played it again myself for the first time this last year, it can be a bit of a slog.
Yeah.
Like, we've said it before, what we like about Automata, in part, is that you don't necessarily have to play NieR. Like, this game stands on its own. I think even if you're not aware of Project Gestalt, I think this still does tie the universe together, but it's less clear exactly how. I would not at all blame anyone for not getting this if you had not played NieR. Like,
Yeah.
the plot of NieR, the first game, NieR Gestalt, NieR Gestalt or Replicant, it's hard to say, hangs entirely on it, and you hear those words a lot in that game. You don't hear Gestalt or Replicant at all in Automata, except for in text logs, right?
Pretty much, yeah. It's not an important part of NieR Automata.
But it's a
just-
very important part of how the world came to be.
Yes, absolutely. Gosh, and NieR's really good. Like, not just because there's the connections to NieR Automata that help flesh out this world, but also there are some beautiful and some tragic stories in the first NieR. It gets a bit overbearing at times, but like when it's good, it's really good. I like NieR.
Are you sure? Yes.
One of the things I always really liked about how NieR played out, I don't know why I liked it so much, but I love that all the stuff going down with White Coronation Syndrome and Project Gestalt. It starts at 2003. It starts at like now times, you know? Well, recently now times, and goes into the near future. I like that the setting of NieR is like, it's obviously pretty it's obviously pretty out there, but it's not, you know, it's not off particularly wild fantasy times. It starts in like 2003 Tokyo. Well, is it ever confirmed to be Tokyo, or is it just heavily implied?
So that's where Drakengard 1 ends, in one of its multiple endings.
2B is currently engaging a machine mindful
Doesn't it smash into Tokyo Tower or something?
Yeah, the dragon,
factory itself.
I think Kaima's dragon from Drakengard 1 gets impaled on Tokyo Tower. And the White Coronation Syndrome is just
I've been keeping an eye on it.
bits of the final boss breaking off and contaminating everybody. I believe there might be a bit more than that. You know how it is. This is cool.
Factory system at 20% control. You have to hold out for me, 2B.
Remember that big awful electric orb that 2B couldn't beat up?
Now we just have to do something about this core.
One of my favourite bits about NieR and NieR Automata is that it starts off in 2003 and then it goes, okay, thousands of years later. So like, oh, okay, that's what we're doing. Like nothing matters anymore because it's so far in the future that all the petty squabbles are just pointless.
90%, 92, 95, 98.
Ah!
2B, I just shut down the electrical grid.
She's so cool.
After a long period of battles and adventures, the prophet spoke. Oh, grant me the mercy of the land. Oh, grant me the joy of the heavens. Release me from my yoke of iron. Thus shall our souls be saved. Forever and ever. Forever and ever. Those were the words I heard in the moon server. But why?
Alert. 2B has defeated the Goliath-class heavy weapon unit.
Ah, right. Okay, good.
Good, so problem solved, right?
9S,
Commander,
I'm sorry.
No more
You're needed
problems.
back at command.
understood.
It's probably Commander saying, well done on that whole hacking into the factory in that business, 9S.
Good job on sorting out all the problems.
You did it.
We here at the bunker have made you a large cake that says how clever you are.
In fact, it's the size of the bunker. You're actually walking inside the cake right now.
It's a
Take a bite.
donut.
You
Big
left
space
the
donut.
trail when you accessed
It could
the
be a
main
bump
server.
cake as well.
Oh, it's the
That's
opposite
I
of what
wanted
we
to speak with you about,
thought.
Commander.
Uh,
I found records stating that the Council of Humanity was established as part of Project Yorha, but I'd always heard it was the other way around. So did Yorha actually create the Council of Humanity?
Yes. We installed the Council of Humanity's server on the surface of the moon.
But that means...
Mankind no longer exists. In truth, humans never went to the moon at all. Any transmissions received from the moon are just dummy signals we set up in advance. The only thing there is a small bit of data relating to the human genome.
But why would you...
Humans were already extinct when the aliens attacked. All the details are stored on this memory chip. If you want to look at it, I won't stop you.
Wait, you're just giving me this? But why?
No one fights without a reason. And we need a god worth dying for. What path will you take? It's up to you to decide.
Why? Why did you have to die? It's not fair! My only brother. Damn them! I'll kill them! I swear I'll kill them all!
The human race is... gone.
I'd kind of forgot they had that cutscene with Eve there too. That's a very profound injection of, like, despair all of a sudden.
If God did not exist, it would be necessary to invent him.
I had an idiot thought instead. Um,
That's
do you
alright,
think-
Robin was just quoting the soldier from TF2.
No, that's
Do you want to hear the idiot thought?
Of
I mean, I am
course.
digesting steak and having a haircut as we speak, and engaging in point defense. But that's where the similarities end.
Okay. You know how the table is really long?
Mm.
Like, really long.
So long it would be hard to hear the other person at the other side of it.
Yeah. Do you think it wouldn't be as long if TVs and screens aren't as big as they are now, do you think they would have made it shorter if we were still in like 3:4
I mean,
format?
almost certainly. Like that was almost certainly designed to fill space on the fill up the screen, but it's also, you know, this
No, the
Lol,
opening
leave
cannon
it
scan of
alone.
just like cutting off both Adam and Eve at either end of that massive table is really funny to me. There you go. There's your joke about pan and scan, folks.
Thank you. Now it's time to read something important.
Oh,
So, the commander gave us a big old USB stick with some Yorha documents on. So, there had been hints that the Council of Humanity was a bit of a put on. Obviously, there's the documentation we found last time out. So, hey, what's the reason they're not sending any materials to the moon? It's because there's no point. There's absolutely no reason to.
oh,
But
like
there's also a
prizes.
pretty strong parallel with how the aliens are long dead too.
Hmm.
This, the entire time, has not been pointless, but both of the wars everyone's fighting have been for pretty flimsy pretenses. Turns out Pascal was right all along.
People have been dead for 7,000 years. The aliens have been dead for nearly as long. It's nuts. Oh, such a good twist.
So, unfortunately, White Coronation Syndrome won. Thanks, Drakengard.
Uh-huh.
And so it was always a bit confusing as to how humans ended up on the moon, really, after the events of NieR. Even in the events of NieR, it looked pretty grim for the humans, who you might remember as the Shades. Like, that was ultimately the effect of White
Well,
Coronation Syndrome, wasn't it?
Before I go any
One
further,
of.
are we going full on into spoiling NieR?
We already have done throughout the streams, Robin.
Okay. Yeah, like, so the shades weren't the effect of white coronation syndrome. That was the way to prevent white coronation syndrome by
Yes,
removing
like
people's
you
substance bodies.
separate the not the soul, but that's why you have a replicant.
Yeah, and the main character effectively dooms the entire human race through his own, I suppose, pride.
Because he's the Shadow Lord.
Yeah, he kills the Shadow Lord, but by doing that, it means that they can't bind replicants back to their gestalts,
Mm.
which means that everybody will soon die
Yes.
at the end of NieR.
But if it's any consolation, in what is the true end of NieR, he dies too. Well, he doesn't so much die as is forgotten ever to have existed.
So that Yona can be with Kaine.
Yes.
It's a nice ending.
In a way. That is
It's the nice
also,
thing you get.
for context, the ending of NieR, which deleted all of your NieR saves if you did it. It's one of the most wonderful connections between, like, what happens in the story and game mechanics I've ever seen, and that's also just, the NieR series. I guess probably his other work in general, but Yoko Taro has a very good way of drawing, like, connecting game mechanics and things happening in story.
Even though we've been playing Celeste recently, that is the best way of doing that thing you just said. The one in NieR.
There is, I managed to prank myself. This is just a NieR story now more than anything. At the very end of NieR, there is a text prompt where, so in NieR, as Robin says, you play as NieR, who is trying to save his daughter Yona, who's suffering from the Black Scroll, which is, a Gestalty type of problem. Well, a replicanty problem, but it's about the Gestalt. And at the very end of the game, as you're rescuing Yona from the Shadow Lord, who is Gestalt NieR, there is, you have to do a series of, respond to a series of her questions, and the very, very last of those is, who do I love most? And you're meant to type NieR. But the problem with that is, at the very start of the game, it asks you to name your character. And because I jokingly half knew about NieR, I named my character my dad.
Oh.
So actually, I made the end of NieR I pranked myself for the end of NieR, but it made it work a lot better for me. Oh yeah, top secret project Your Hair. So basically, what this is telling us is similar to what. Well, it's a more verbose version of what the commanders just told us. Project Your Hair was set up so that androids had something to fight for. And the server on the moon is just, you know, a big relay. It just throws messages down at you.
How do I tell 2B?
Emergency protocol, code F2. All XOXO members are to report to combat stations immediately. Repeat, emergency protocol, code F2. All XOXO members are to report to combat stations immediately.
Combat stations? I better get a move on.
Alert. Mission orders received. Rendezvous with and support Unit 2B near the Resistance Camp.
Any details?
Large numbers of machine life forms are rampaging through the city ruins.
What? How? They're supposed to be weakened.
Cause unknown. Goliath-class enemies also confirmed. Immediate action advised. Contact from command. Alert status raised to level 4. Repeat. Alert status raised to level 4. All units must be placed in locked
You okay?
Alert. All communications are currently being jammed.
We better hurry.
I'd forgotten this part. I love that part quite a lot.
Oh.
As a dyed-in-the-wool Lost Planet fan, I'm incredibly fond of sequences where you fly down to Earth from space like that. It adds a certain sense of urgency to that scene.
You can, it's banging on the fact that once in space, it's really far away.
Yeah,
Space is really far away when you think about it.
space is really big.
Robin, are you about to say space is ace?
I was inches
Well,
away
no.
from saying it.
Hey, do you remember the Goliath flyer, by the way? Because they put another one here for reasons I don't really know.
Cool, isn't it?
The Goliath flyer is kind of a chump, if I'm honest.
Only kind of.
Oh my goodness, dude! That makes so much sense!
You okay?
Good thing I landed.
I don't think I ever realised that Ninus' voice actor was Zeroken, but it makes so much sense. Zeroken is also a little punk.
All of you are going to
Also,
die.
2B's voice actress was Serafina from that game. Slightly different character in that case. She's very, you know... Ojo Sama laugh. I had to consider whether or not to do it.
You can just say Ojo type.
2B, you okay?
Welcome to the Hell Orb.
Let's take this bastard down.
Right.
Hello, Orb.
Okay, let's take this bastard down.
Can you go fishing? It's not a good idea.
What I'm trying to do... I was going to do it after I said, let's take this bastard down, but it wouldn't let me fish. It's not letting me fish.
No!
This is
The
heartbreaking.
game's not having any of your nonsense.
It said start
what if-
fishing.
But what if we could catch a mackerel, throw it at a machine, and then we win the game?
Oh, that's the thing though. We don't know if it works on machines. We only know it works on androids.
It's a very tasty mackerel though.
We'll have to find out.
I might have all problems here.
Eh?
Who's got him?
I've got them too. Unfortunately, as with an awful lot of combat as 9S, the most pragmatic way to handle this nonsense is just hack it to pieces.
9S is a bit crap at the sword stuff.
I mean, yeah, like, he's intended to be, you know? Like, he's a scanner unit, he's, like, the entire introduction is, he's a bit crap at combat, but he's very clever. isn't he clever?
He tries his best.
He tries his best, but ultimately, like, it's not a lot of fun to do all this hacking. I don't know. I just
Like
miss
trying to
waving
put a
both my
steak
swords
with a
around a
butter
2B.
So in route C, we get 26 routes, right? One for each letter of
Yes.
the alphabet.
We've already completed
Or-
7 routes, I believe.
Ooh,
Oh,
he's tearing through
okay.
this thing.
Nom 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 nom.
Oh, I really like the hacking one that's just a small box of, like, scariness.
A box. Box of fear.
I like the way it gets bigger. My recommendation is that it should get smaller.
No, I like how it opens up, because it makes you immediately panic.
It will make you panic more if it got smaller.
Can you fall off the edge?
Thanks for the cheer, Ali.
Oh, thank you so much, Ali.
Hey!
Oh, hey, do you remember the big bad worm made of bits? Because they're back too.
Coming?
Were they the bits that Ali just gave us?
What do we do?
I
No
mean,
thanks for the cheer, Ali.
like 50 bits. Let me count how many pieces are in that big worm.
Alright.
Oh wait, no, hang on. Actually, no time for goofs. The village is under attack.
No! Go, go, go! Save.
There's a sense of pressure in this section which isn't really in any of the rest of the game. Because it's a JRPG, like, you say, oh no, we need you to get here by the end of today, otherwise the world will end. You go, cool, got all these side quests to do, I'm gonna go fishing. See you in a bit later.
But that's the thing. I'm pretty sure there's no time limit on this section either. But like,
Yeah.
I would argue the game gives you a sense of pressure very, very well at other moments too. So, for example, when you're in Pascal's village and Engels first attacks the city ruins to turn it into the really ruined city ruins, that is incredibly tense. Like the
That's
way the
true.
music kicks in, the way the game says, "You gotta get back there."
Damn it! They're here
I think,
too.
if anything, saying like it's a JRPG, it's not very tense. It's like not really giving it its due.
I suppose so, you're right.
NieR! It seems the machines on the network have gone berserk. They've sealed off the entrance to the village and are trying to hold them off. But with these weapons, there's only so much we can do.
Let's take
Bit
these
of chopping
guys out
for old
first.
time's sake. Oh, I forgot the stubbies do that now.
Oh!
That's horrible.
It's
Like a
dangerous.
big old KitchenAid.
Oh, you've got 2 actors like that, one zombie in House of the Dead too.
I'm just glad there's no Hierophant. Oh, it's the Bits monster.
There it is.
I'm sorry to tell you the way we're going to deal with this one.
We're 9S, we can't do much. I'm sorry.
No, actually, if anything, we're 9S. We can be the most effective weapon against it. Ooh.
I'll say,
Oh!
I'll
Oh!
say he's a weapon.
I suppose a weapon isn't really indicative of size, it's more of attitude, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was going to say, 9S can't be an absolute unit, he's tiny. That was a bad
Oh, no.
job.
9S is not a unit.
You know what, we might have a treat.
No.
I cannot imagine doing that, like the big laser snake, on the mode where you die instantly when you get hit.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure how you dodge the laser other than sort of pray?
You just get very upset.
Well, Orb, it seems we have a problem.
Oh.
What is the opposite of a unit? What if you were in awe of the size of, like, if you were in awe of the size of a lad, but like sort of opposite of how you would usually be? What would that be?
It's the kind of emotion you get when you see a very small animal, isn't it?
Yeah, like you'd be in awe of the size of that wanko, but what? How would you describe that?
I'd say you'd be astounded by it.
Oh no, I mean, I think you'd still be in awe, but just like they wouldn't be a unit.
Okay, yeah, I get you.
Would you just call them a friend?
I mean, all dogs is friends.
All dogs is friend. But also, saying that somebody is shaped like a friend means something very specific as well, you know?
Means they're friendly.
Yeah. Stop it! Calm down.
Might be a little more careful, honestly. Yep. I don't deal with these sections very well, it turns out. I just sort of like blast through them. I think, in all honesty, when I'm asked to hack multiple times in a row, my brain just goes a bit, phases out. I'm like, oh, right.
More or less.
Can I not do the swords again, though?
See, I really enjoyed the twin stick stuff.
It's really cool. I just think when you've got to do it like 10 times to do a boss fight, it's not that engaging.
You say
That's not unfair.
Oh, thank you
Especially because
so
it didn't
much.
switch it up very
What
much.
happened here?
The machines on the network all went berserk at the same
All
moment.
for me.
I think the unit presiding over them may have gone mad.
It's Eve. It's gotta be.
If we destroy this
No, that's an
presiding
absolute
will it
unit.
Stop the rest.
Yeah.
Pod, I need you to locate Eve's current position.
Location has been detected and placed on map.
We'll take care of Eve.
You just worry about keeping the village safe, okay?
Do be careful.
Brother. My brother. Brother! Brother!
What is this?
Looks like he's bombarding the area with forced connections. I think all these transmissions are making the machines go haywire. We have to find Eve and destroy him.
On it.
You totally can do that boss fight with just a pod and a spear. I don't know if it's quicker. I was worried like it might be a bit slow if I plinked away at it, but might have been more fun now actually thinking about it. Ah well. Should we go see Grumpy Face?
I suppose. Yeah. You're gonna have to at some point.
Ah. And here you are. I know you two feel the same. That this world is utterly meaningless. As far as I'm concerned, my brother was everything. And now, everything must die! Why did you kill my brother?
Is this the point where I tell him that his brother was being weird, doesn't know how to be normal?
So you just say he was trying to thumb wrestle really aggressively.
Yeah.
Yeah, terrible thumb wrestling accident. I mean, technically
Happens to
speaking,
everybody.
this is the one situation whereby saying he was asking for it is literally true.
Yes.
Oh, this is bad.
Oh!
Like, the thing about Adam is he literally was asking for it.
Yeah.
Oh, this is bad. Yeah.
Oh. Oh no!
So, again, the thing about Eve is that if you hack, provided you don't actually screw up the hacking and take your time, hacking him is a very easy way to bring him down, but I'm only going to do one hack on him, because you don't actually... I believe you don't get anything special just for doing it here, so let's also just do chops.
Yeah. There are some really cool hacking things that we might see later on, but not in this fight.
I know. Don't worry. I know when to do hacks and stuff.
Yeah.
I really like the part where he summons platforms. It's just a very cool look. Yeah, I'd like to get on one though.
Summoning platforms is a very cool boss fight thing to do, I think.
It's very like. I mean, you mentioned it like JRPG. This, in my mind, fighting on floating platforms is one of the most anime things you can do. Like, I realized that saying this is so anime is a really like generic sort of tired way of describing something. It's usually used pejoratively. I mean it in the most flattering sense. I have incredibly fond memories both of games and shows making people do battle in the sky exactly like this, and I love it to pieces.
There's a moment similar to this at the end of Titanfall 2.
the floating platforms just mean you're at the last anyway, because
Yeah.
they don't have the budget for it for the smaller one.
Yeah, it's real dramatic when it happens.
What is it?
They ran out of money. They couldn't render the ground anymore.
Oh no, in this case, they didn't run out of money. They're specifically using the rest of the money.
Damn it! We'll never get anywhere like this. I'm going to try hacking into Eve and shutting him down. Back me up, 2B!
On it.
Oh yeah.
Shit!
Ooh.
Stupid barriers!
This is like another version of the White City.
I do love how it looks almost like you're going through a canyon here.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Are you going to Eve's Mind Palace?
Eve's
Oh
Mind
no!
Palace is bad.
Where are all the paintings?
They're mostly of Adam. It's a bit odd.
Bit
oh.
weird.
Okay.
Go this way.
Okay. Okay.
Calling Eve's floating silhouette body and custom avatars very funny.
Nothing else.
What do you think Eve's signature is like when he's posting on the machine network?
Eve is 100% out there using like X's around words.
Yes.
It's got a really, really flashy signature.
I think his signature would be like a now playing thing, but it's always the Black Parade.
I was going to say Evanescence.
I think Evanescence is a bit like
Not when I'm this far in.
he's really deep. He's really feeling it. You know.
Was everything to me. My life was contained in our moments.
Alert. Corruption confirmed in your Unit 9S's self-consciousness data. Immediate evacuation and treatment recommended.
Just a little more. If I can remove Eve's object control function.
Are you enjoying your spin?
Nice house.
Listen to me, Adam. I never disliked fighting, but I didn't want you to be hurt. And I especially didn't want to lose you. So let's go somewhere quiet. Together, my brother. It's all because of you!
I tried a very audacious dash there that did not work out. So, the thing about Eve, we've known this all the time, and like, at the point in Route A, we knew it anyway, but like, pretty much everything he did was for Adam. You know? Like, he is consumed by anger at this point, and that's kind of what his character comes to represent, rather than Adam's, well, we've talked previously about what Adam represents, like, it's not anger so much, whereas Eve is, you know, he's really suffering at this point.
Oh, Eve is grief instead of necessarily anger.
I think it's kind of both.
Yes.
Going through the stages. And Eve's inside voice is now the outside voice. The avatar matches.
doesn't know the meaning of the word.
Alert. NFCS destroyed. Close range combat no longer operable.
This is happening.
That was a lot.
That was a lot, yeah.
Were bullets
Oh.
meant to happen right then?
Oh,
Because when you hit that mode, you can't dash, and I just sort of woke up into a face full of bullets. Okay.
Cool.
well,
Again, that's a new one. Yeah, because when you get into that fully like that near death mode, you can't dash. You can't really do a lot until you heal. You're meant to go into that mode there for this bit of the fight. So, hey, what?
That was weird. I guess we can finally say that's the first time it's ever happened.
So you can't
just
shoot
showing
those
us
bullets
the
out either. So I'm
possibility.
not quite sure what was meant to go on there.
Hmm.
Oh well. Yeah, Matt, like, this does have certain similarities between, say, the end of the fight with the Shadow Lord too, yeah. I think that is not, you know, that's not unintentional. It's NieR after all, you have to end with a huge bullet fight, don't you? But
The
like,
bullet patterns are very cool.
oh, they're very, very good. The first NieR ended with you, like, basically starting at one end of a long corridor and trying to reach the Shadow Lord at the other end, as he shot incredibly complex bullet patterns at you, and it was very, very cool. This is more of just a massive scrap, you know?
Alert. NFCS destroyed. Close range combat no longer operable.
That's a bit more like what's meant to happen.
It's okay, you're just in focus mode.
Eve wants to delete the internet.
So just so you know here, I can't hack or anything. My only command is, like, walk around and shoot.
Finally. It's over. Nines!
I really screwed up. I must have been corrupted when Eve detached from the network.
No.
It's okay. I can always reload my backup data from the bunker.
But you'll lose you. The you that exists at this very moment.
Guess so. But we can't upload this corrupted data to the bunker. So,
9S.
please, Tubi. I want you to do this for me.
still some alive. Goddamned machines! Is this a message? The data transmissions, they're resonating with each other.
Wait a second, 2B.
Who are...
It looks like I left my personal data in the machine side of things. Next thing I knew, my sense of self was regenerated over the surrounding network. Having multiple selves fused together like this is a pretty valuable experience, so I wanted to record it. But I couldn't access any storage areas yet, so I just multiplexed it over the memories of some nearby enemies so that when I returned to my own body,
Yes. I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah.
And so, the final battle with Adam and Eve came to an end. This battle will likely have a great effect on the outcome of the war. 2B and I, our battle will continue for some time to come. But that's another story, for another day.
Did you get it? Did you get it?
This game.
Or not too big. Our trash boy was fine piled underneath all the rubble all along again.
Of course. Of course.
Well, at least, you know, now we've put paid to it always ending like that. She was right first time round.
It always ends like this because that's where the game ends.
Yeah, it always ends like that. So, did you notice anything different therein?
Yeah, we had some guests when the overlay said searching for idle androids
It was good.
for new ones.
We ignore what the overlay says. The overlay has been... the overlay has been getting it too real. But... So... Those two aren't just there. They've actually been appearing like quite frequently throughout today's stream.
They appear all the way through Route B, but I think they ever appear in Route A.
Yep. They're always just hidden off in a corner somewhere, or in a like the earlier you are, like the more hidden they are. But they've been quite visible today. They've always been like the corner of a shot, and now, and then at the end of the game, they're just right upon them.
Dang, I'm gonna blame it on the slightly lower quality I get on this end for not noticing.
No, they are designed to be quite hard to see. Like
They're hidden except for that bit right at the end.
yeah, right at the end is the only time they're ever really thrown in your face.
Or they're in shots where jackass. Or they're in shots where they're only on there for a second or two, and then it disappears before you see anything. But if you've been playing Route B after playing Route A, you'll notice something is off or something slightly different than this.
That's the thing, though. I think you're less likely to. A lot of
You're zoning out of it all.
yeah, like in a lot of the cutscenes you recognise, you're less likely to notice them because, like, you know that cutscene, right?
That's
Your
true.
brain just goes, "Oh, I know that."
The first time I noticed it was when I think it's just you're getting in the flight suit to go back down to Earth, and they just
And they're
appear.
sat there in the corner of the room. Yeah, I think that's the
Yeah.
first one I noticed too. Because it's like they're very white against the grey background.
Recover designated items.
This goddamn song is so good.
Are they in any way similar to Recorder?
Accord, you mean?
Accord. That's it. Why did I think Accorder? Sorry.
Accord is an Android, but aside from one
Hey,
note that you
2B.
find, there's no real mention of her
I
in the
was
game.
waiting for you.
Hmm.
I needed to give you this. Say, 2B. No, never mind. Just be careful.
Planning preparations complete. Confirm equipment delivered to quarters.
Don't know they're not related to Accord at all.
No.
As far as we know. Who knows, right?
I've got something to say about the game once we've finished it and it's done and dusted, but that can wait. And
Until it's finished and done and dusted?
Yeah. It's also mostly fan theory, so don't worry about it too much.
Oh, okay.
Remember your pain. The pain of having your homeland stolen. We will never give up our struggle. We will take back the seas, the skies, the land. We will take back our world from the scourge of the machines. We will not fail in this mission. Here and now, we will put an end to this goddamn war. Glory to mankind.
What? What?
You know how Route A ended with "Hello, we're Square Enix PR"?
Hmm.
Route B has a slightly more engaging ending.
Hello, this is the commander speaking.
Route B,
Oh,
honest to
God.
goodness, just has a preview for the next couple of routes.
Coming soon on NieR Automata.
Yeah, though.
Keep playing.
I mean, again, they had to let you know something wild was going to happen, but I think we can say this now that we're through it. Any further routes are not like A and B were.
A and B, A is telling the story. B is essentially a retread of the story, but from a different perspective.
And then from here on in, it's different.
The game
Oh my
blasts off
gosh.
into space, except not.
I mean,
really
to be
into-
fair, we've been in space the whole time.
Yes.
Like,
But
let's not sell it
more.
short. Yeah, so I feel like, again, you can kind of see why I split it last time into two 1 hour segments, because again, we've learnt a lot today. In all honesty, I feel we haven't really talked about this because it's very hard to talk around without kind of blowing up the game's spot, but what were you thinking about the Council of Humanity? Like, were you thinking they were a bit sus? Were you...
I was kind of like, kept hearing about them, but not really proof. So the whole, the Council of Humanity is fake. It's like, yeah, that's incredibly believable because we haven't really gotten much from them. And
Ninus is always commenting on how the messages from the Council of Humanity sound really flat and lifeless, and there's always
Lifeless is probably a slightly insensitive way to put it.
I'm sorry, you're right. How horrible.
So not the moon. Okay.
But did you at all suspect, at least after last stream, that humanity might not be kicking around anymore?
I wanted to believe that there were, of course, people just, I don't know, playing space sports on the moon and having a time. But considering how long it had been, and all the stuff that had gone down in the previous NieR and stuff, it's like, it makes sense that people have just not been doing more.
It does make a certain horrible degree of sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's really interesting. They've got the genetic sequence for humans on the moon, which is presumably there so that they can rebuild a new society. But the androids are doing a pretty good job of that on Earth, and so the machines are building their own society as well. Who needs humans?
The thing is, now we can actually talk about this. I love the way NieR Automata is framed because ultimately it's a game that initially you think is fully about humans, where humans factor into it very little. There are no humans,
Psych.
the humans are ultimately irrelevant. All that matters are like human customs and cultures, which the real stars of the show are emulating.
Romeos and Juliets.
How about thee, you bastard?
Pisseth off. Um, the yeah, like I remember saying this a while ago. So many other sci-fi games, especially ones involving androids, are asking like, what does it mean to be human? Like, you get your Blade Runners, you get your, I suppose, Detroit Become Humans, are asking things like that. Whereas NieR Automata is asking, what does it mean to be a machine? You know, like it's turning that entire thing on its head by just making humans not factor into the equation at all.
Yeah. Which
Apart
is
from like,
it's a refreshing way of sort of exploring that same angle, but without the same thing that bogs down a lot of sci-fi, both of this kind and even like universe traveling alien stuff. That essential human focus whereby everything always loops back round to them. You know?
yeah,
Like
totally.
where humans are special babies and everyone in the universe caters to them. In NieR Automata, again, like you're fighting on behalf of the humans, or at least you think you are, for the longest time. And one of the twists is the game just pulls that rug from underneath you. It's like, actually, we thought you'd be a bit sad if you found out they died, so.
And the commander's the only person that knew about it, isn't she?
I believe so. I'm not really sure. I suppose we'll find out in future.
Mm.
I do actually like how the commander just drops the pretense at that point.
Yeah.
I like
She
that.
knows that Nines is too smart for that.
Kind of, or Nines has seen too much, but like,
Yeah.
she doesn't say no. Take him to the android prison for being naughty. It's like, well, all right, you found out about it. What are you gonna fucking do? Because it's like it in itself is a pretty gigantic ethical quandary. Like the Council of Humanity and the Yorha project like are set up specifically so that androids have a reason to keep going. Would you really blow up that spot?
There's some really strong writing to come about 9S dealing with that knowledge as well, and
Oh yeah,
I'm
like it's to be expected that a lot of the game now will be phrased in terms of like 9S coming to terms with what happens.
really excited about it, I'll be honest.
Also, yes, Dectalon, that tweet is all-time greats. Detroit Become Human. I know it's in shops soon probably, but I wouldn't recommend you buy it.
Can't recommend it at all.
0 out of 5. Big stream stay away from. But more than anything, even though we have technically just completed the game, would you say you have any idea what's going on?
In terms of what's gonna happen next,
In terms of anything at this point, really, like how confident do
shit.
you feel with what you assumed the world was like?
I just don't assume anything. I just accept it, so nothing is a surprise. It's very zen.
That is a pretty good summary of where I think Robin, both you and I were at this stage.
It's I suppose so. It's a little bit of a nihilistic way of looking at it, but I mean that kindly. I don't mean that like bloody it. She doesn't care about anything.
I can't
mean,
let my emotion show at all.
I mean more like the world as they know it in NieR is essentially doomed. So the only thing they really can do is take each day as it comes, see what happens next.
That's really exciting, because then they can go, if knowledge does spread that actually there are humans, let androids be, they're no more machine, or machines stop being so aggro. It's like, okay, we can maybe start again.
But isn't that one of the main points, though? Even if there was that fact, like, it's been going on so long, does anyone even know why they're doing it anymore? Is that not what, like, a large part of why Pascal is there?
they're only really doing it because it's in their programming to
Yeah,
do
because
it,
they've been told to, basically. Much the same way that Yorha are. They've been told to fight the machines.
much in the same way that the player is as well.
Game mechanics tying back into the story.
If you ever go into that first area and you see the non-hostile machines cutting about and you attack them, congratulations, it's because you've been programmed to.
That's the thing, though. Did you do that the first time you went down there, Robin? Honestly.
I mean, some of them were looking at me funny.
Exactly. You, as much as anyone, have been programmed to know it's a video game.
Mm.
It's very
I'm
clever
the
with a lot
only
of the little
one who
things it does.
hasn't.
Mm.
What does this mean?
It means you are the only innocent one. Well, actually, what it means is you're the commander here. You tell us to do it.
Yeah.
It all works out.
Every time we clear off for the night. But thank you ever so much for joining us, everyone. Thank you for joining me, Robin and In.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Been an absolute pleasure. But we're going to be back the same time next week, and stuff is going to get wild.
Video games. Yeah.
We are maybe 2 out of 5 endings of the way there. So, good luck, everyone.
Yeah.
It's going to be very exciting coming up soon.
You're making me afraid.
No, don't over-egg it. It'll be fun. We'll have fun.
It's going to be very boring next stream.
Robin, don't egg it at all.
Nothing of note will happen.
We are going to go for the evening. Have a lovely rest of your evening, and we'll see you again soon.
Have a good night.
Bye.